So I had a tweet last night where I was like, why am I watching Amari Spellman and Troy Daniels and like actually caring about it? And that made me think a little bit more of how Amari Spellman might actually be something for the Warriors this season. And then I got to thinking a little bit more, and I went down the names of their depth, and it's not exactly a beautiful depth chart in Golden State. And I know we can just say, yeah, well, they're going to have Steph and Draymond and D'Lo and Looney's cool and all that. Yeah, okay. But when you actually see it and you realize that for, I don't know, 15 plus minutes a game, there's going to be lineups where it's like Steph, or not even Steph, it's going to be like D'Angelo Russell with Alfonso McKinney and Spellman and Marquise Chris, Willie Cauley-Stein, Glenn Robinson III, and you start to go, oh, wait a minute, how big of a deal really is this for Golden State? So I guess we should talk about this. It's tough for me to give like real opinions about all of the dudes they have because I don't know of them all like that, but there are some things I know. I mean, I did I do a video on Willie Cauley-Stein, or did I at least mention it? I don't remember. You know, Willie, the idea of him is better than the actual him. So there's that. But I mean, if you can just catch Draymond alley-oops and not suck for 15 minutes, then that's usually all the Warriors really ask of their centers. I guess we'll have to see how much Draymond plays center himself. I mean, if you can get, I don't know, 20 minutes a game out of Looney, and then the last 28, like 14 is Willie, and I don't know if you'd want 14 minutes of Draymond at center every game, but, you know, Steve Kerr can kind of balance that out. I don't think we're going to see too much Willie Cauley-Stein. In terms of their wings, of course, one of these guys is going to start in place of Clay, and last night it was Alfonso McKinney. I feel like McKinney is still the best hope. I mean, you look at him, right? He's 6'8". I think he's a better athlete than he's really been able to show. And, you know, his form isn't bad, and you think he can be good on defense, but then, like, he's taken about 1-3 a game up to this point in his career, and defensively, I don't think he's done anything to prove that he's, like, good there, but I guess he hasn't done anything to prove that he's bad there either. And I guess if you're someone who's watching the Warriors day in and day out like that, you're going to have a better take on him than I will. But I think we'd all agree, like, I don't think McKinney is a guarantee to be the low usage 3-and-D wing that the Warriors probably really want right now. If we're talking about some more wings, we have Glenn Robinson III, who did have a moment for Indiana that 1 year in 2017. I think that was the year where, like, some people thought they were going to be awesome and they weren't that good, and that's what it was. And I think they were a lot better with Robinson as opposed to Monte Ellis, if anything, just because Robinson just knows his place. At the same time, the dude's never really taken threes like that. Now, he's also been hurt, so there's a chance he could have been on some trajectory as a three-point shooter. I mean, he did take 2 a game and shot 39% in 2017 for the Pacers. Like, that could be the start of something. Besides that, I mean, I do actually feel like he can be a solid enough, like, 20-minute-a-game guy. But it is still a drop-off from Iguodala a year ago for Golden State, of course. If we look at Golden State's recent pick, we have Jordan Poole, who was a solid three-point shooter in college. He didn't take that many, but the percentages were good enough. He's got an offensive mind to him. His shot selection can be bad, and there's reason to believe his IQ is not that good. I'm just going off of scouting. I didn't watch a second of the guy in college, but those are just scouting reports that I've seen. We've also got Eric Pascal, who is interesting. I think if you force me to pick who is more exciting between him and Jordan Poole, I guess I'll go with him. He is bigger, and there is reason to think he actually could be a bit of a good defensive player. He's 6'7", wingspan is like 6'11". He looks like a pretty strong dude. He's also a little older, which could suggest he's just a little more mature, maybe more ready at the moment. But I think the fear with him is that he would just suck on offense. I mean, he did shoot about 35% from 3 on like 200 attempts the last year, so that's intriguing. But is that a guarantee? Don't know. I mean, can he make that, from a slightly longer distance with NBA players closing out on him? It's a different thing. I mean, if KD was still here and Klay was healthy, then he could get wide open looks all day long. But now it's going to be a little different. But still, he is interesting, if you ask me. We've also got Marquise Chris. Look, if you told me that Chris was not going to be in the NBA whenever the hell his contract is up, which might be after this year, I would not be surprised, because he just doesn't do anything at an NBA level. He's a good athlete, we'll give him that, and I think he recognizes the things he needs to improve on, but like, what can he do? Can he make a jumper? Can he go off the dribble? Can he make a play? Can he rebound? Can he defend? Like, I don't know. I think there's questions about like his IQ and his maturity as well, so I don't know with him. Now at the same time, if you can catch a Draymond alley-oop or two, that could help your case out a little bit, but I do fear that we're going to see with him something kind of like Damian Jones a year ago for the Warriors, where they have this nice athletic center who they think they can do something with, and they put him out there and he's just not good. If we want to look at another Warriors pick, their first rounder in 2018, Jacob Evans, who's 6'6", so maybe you could look at him as a point guard or a two guard. His shooting in college was solid. It wasn't amazing, but it certainly wasn't bad either, and I think we can be intrigued by that one. He didn't really get much opportunity at all in his rookie season. Maybe that was by design. Maybe it was because he wasn't that good. I couldn't really tell you. So yeah, there's others there, but that's the Warriors' second unit for you. It's definitely a who the hell is that guy, but it's like times 6 on that one. I'm sure they're going to be in the market for whoever, whenever there's a buyout, but I don't think that's going to happen within the first 30 games or something. And then it's a question of, are they going to be willing to move draft picks in order to get somebody? I mean, they could be that desperate. Now, the thing that I have said, and pretty much everybody has said, is if they can just stay afloat until Klay comes back, and if Klay can be healthy by the time the playoffs are there, then this team is still going to be very scary. But it's an 82-game season, man. And we can't forget that Steph, a lot of the time, plays 68, 69 games. So if you have that, and if we have maybe some regression from Draymond, or maybe just being too heavy, he claims he's in great shape, but is that going to hold up all season? We don't know. It could be rough, just with the amount of guys the Warriors are throwing out there where you don't know if they're going to be good. You really don't. I mean, if they can get to 7 reliable players, then I think they'll be fine, but even that could be a bit of a challenge without Klay, so yeah.